Hello, everybody, and welcome to my new YouTube channel, Cooking with Nichols. Here we have a simple chuck roast, and some people call it pot roast, cooked to perfection. It was cooked about 4 hours in a slow cooker on high heat, and we have simple ingredients. We have some onions. I put 2 whole onions in there, and I put some small potatoes in there. I didn't cut the onions up because I wanted the onions to give the juice flavor too. I like to use the fork to turn the meat to see how tender it is. And here you can see the beautiful display of the final product of this chuck roast. You can see the seasonings and everything on it, the juices. It is a fine specimen. I can't say that. And so we're going to get ready to cut it up, because what we're going to do with this chuck roast is we're going to make a sandwich out of this chuck roast. So here we have the knife and we have our tongs, and we're going to go ahead and start slicing. And during the slicing, I noticed that the meat was too tender to make straight slices, so I started pulling it apart with the tongs. And to go even further with that, I actually can start slicing with the butter knife, and I'll show that in a few seconds. You can see the marbling in the meat still. And here we have the butter knife. The butter knife is slicing straight through the meat. Very tender, still juicy. Can't ask for a better pot roast. And to show how tender it is, I turn the knife around and cut on the opposite end. It gets no better than that. When it comes to something like a pot roast or a chuck roast, you can do so many different things with it. You can use it for sandwiches. You can use it and put over rice. You can serve it with peas. It really doesn't matter. It's a type of meat that can go so many different routes. Some people also like to use it in omelets for breakfast. So whatever you want to do with it is clearly up to you. What I'm going to be doing with it is just making a simple sandwich with it. So I will show y'all a little bit more about how that will look and how that comes out later on in the video. Now we're about to get in the meat and potatoes of things. No pun intended. But seriously though, this is how it looks after I cut it up into small chunks or mid-sized chunks, bite-sized chunks that you can use and put on your sandwich and eat. And it's not too big. Now we are going to get ready to drain the grease. And this is the final product of the grease that was drained. I use a simple bowl, and I use a spoon to drain the grease. And after I did that, I cut up the food and I put the meat back into the juices. The reason why I don't use grease is because with a lot of beef, they have fatty beef for the most part. They make their own grease. So I only use water, and I didn't add any extra grease or oils or anything like that. So here we have our plate, and we have our bread. Y'all can choose whatever kind of bread y'all want. You can see the breast on the bread. It's fresh. I just got the bread a few days ago from a farmer's market. So yes, it's one of my favorite breads. I use for my wife when I'm making her food, or she loves it so much she can eat it just like it is. Next, we're going to butter up the pan, and we're going to put the bread in the pan on some high heat, and we're going to let it sit for a few minutes until it get a nice little crust to it. Now, we put the bread back on the plate, and you can see the little buttered crust on there. We don't go too hard on the butter. And you can put whatever kind of toppings you want to put on there. What I'm using right now is some organic mayo. And I don't do it too heavy, Just do it a little bit so the bread is not too dry and it have a different flavor profile. And then I start adding my meat on top of the bread with the juice on it and everything. We just added directly from the pot, and I kept the pot on warm also, so you can still see the steam coming out from the meat while I'm doing that. As I wrap up this portion of the process, putting the meat on there, almost one of the most important process of this sandwich is the cheese. And for this sandwich, we decided to use Swiss cheese. My wife also loves Swiss cheese. She's a fan of that. So I just take a regular lighter and I apply fire, heat to the cheese to make sure that we get a nice presentation for one and an easy bite for two. You don't want the cheese to be all stiff. You want the cheese to be melted, just like everything else on a sandwich, hot, fresh, and ready to eat. So you can do it however you want to do it, or use your favorite cheese. But this is uh, one of our favorite cheeses to use universally, especially when it comes to sandwich. And I am about to show you the final product of the sandwich. Something quick, something easy, and remember, it's not cooking unless it's cooking with Nichols. Like, subscribe, comment, and let me know if y'all have any more ideas or something that you would like to see. Thank you. Hello, everybody. I wanted to add this segment to the end. I am the man in the kitchen. I am the man behind the camera, and I am the man that makes it happen right now. I am the cook. I love to cook. It's my passion. I am trying to make great content to push out to the viewers. I'm trying to make better video quality content. Everything that I'm trying to do with each video, I'm trying to make some improvements. So bear with me, be patient. I'm learning on the job. I'm doing what I can to set the bar higher each time. Show some support. Give me some feedback. Let me know what y'all want to see. If y'all have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Every day you learn new things. So I do want to say thank you to my wife. A special thanks to my wife for motivating me to make this channel. She know that I love to cook. She supports me with everything. So thank you. I love you. And I will continue to make great videos. So y'all stay tuned. And remember, there's no cooking if you're not cooking with Nichols.